A very good evening, everybody. The Estadio do Morumbi in Sao Paulo, the home of Sao Paulo FC and venue for the opening game of the 2019 Copa America between Brazil and Bolivia, now plays host as we continue the story in Group C here. And it is the meeting of Japan and Chile amid great expectation. It may at first seem an unlikely pairing, but by no means for the first time CONMEBOL, the host confederation, attempting this year to widen the appeal of this tournament with the addition of nations invited to join the party in Brazil. It has been happening since 1993, and generally the outsiders have come from the CONCACAF region. That deemed impossible this time because of the scheduling of the Gold Cup, and the two nations to come in instead are the finalists from the 2019 Asian Cup, a return to the Copa America for Japan, first invited in 1999.
Senhoras e senhores, o hino nacional do Japão. Damas e
So, time for the second of the invitees at the 2019 Copa America to make their entrance, and if Japan prove anything like as capable as Qatar did last night, then they too should adorn this tournament. But the start could hardly be much more taxing against the two-time defending champions. They arrived, Japan, in South America with 17 uncapped players, 18 who will be eligible to play in the Olympic football tournament a year from now. So the strategy all too clear, but experience very hard to find. The keeper Keisuke Osako is 19. Only Takahiro Tomoyasu played in Japan's friendly against El Salvador 9 days ago. He and Naomichi Ueda, both based in Belgium nowadays, but Japan unveil Takefusa Kubo, the 18-year-old signed by Real Madrid recently. Chile have assembled the veterans brigade once more, 6 players with more than 100 caps, still smarting, of course, from their failure to qualify for the FIFA World Cup last year. The goalkeeper, Gabriel Arias, has sprung to prominence at the age of 31. He's having a fine run at Racing Club, who lead in Argentina this season. They played Haiti in a warm-up game in La Serena. They won it without Alexis Sanchez, but of course he returns to the national colours here. That's the only outfield change, his 125th cap, but 4 more men, including the irrepressible Arturo Vidal, are not that far behind. And the captain, Gary Medel. From Paraguay, Mario Diaz de Vivar is the man in charge. Jesus Valenzuela leading the VAR team, assisted by Jerry Vargas and Wilmar Navarro. Big calls are plenty already in this tournament. Moriyasu was the assistant at the FIFA World Cup to Akira Nishino and appointed to succeed him in July 2018. Ronaldo Rueda is the Colombian now in charge of Chile. He succeeded Pizzi following their failure to qualify for the World Cup. Not a hard job picking the team, I must say. If you're the Chile boss, if you're fit and a regular, you play again. Japan have beaten Paraguay, Colombia, Uruguay and Bolivia since the start of 2018, but none of those games was played in South America, and none probably with the kind of ferocity that Chile bring to the big game occasion. The 2-time defending champions setting out in search of a hat-trick. It's a vast stadium, almost 70,000 capacity, the home of Sao Paulo here. And here we go. This callow and youthful Japan side in against one of the big boys, not just in South America here. And it looks a very tall order, I must say. But they've taken a policy decision to blood this team with the Olympic Games and the 2022 World Cup in mind. Will it backfire tonight? Uruguay watching on, following their emphatic victory over Ecuador to open this Group C yesterday evening, and also watching on the many millions of supporters of the Samurai Blue back home in Japan. A kick-off time geared hopefully to maximise the audience there. An ambitious statement, all this, by CONMEBOL, hoping to increase the global appeal of this great old tournament. But Chile unlikely to be swayed or distracted, surely. Nakajima tricked his way through a couple, and a little touch here for Kubo, the teenager, 18 years of age, and Vidal knows all about him and says welcome to the big time. It's a good little carry by Nakajima. Our information is that Japan plan to start with a 3-4-3 formation. Beausejour is the left back for Chile. Vidal actually played further forward in the friendly, but now they have Alexis Sanchez back in the side. He's reverting to type in the middle of the field. Enforcer number 1 among so many muscular and battle-hardened Chilean players. Maeda showed willing and won the free kick. That's a bit short. Sanchez onto it, and he tried to set one up for Eduardo Vargas. Inexperience did show there, all right. The number 3 is Yuta Nakayama. Helped on its way by Shibasaki. Beausejour. Laid off to him again by Sanchez. Again, it doesn't quite fall as Vargas would want for Chile. Vidal. Kubo can play on both sides. He's predominantly left-footed, but our information again is that they like him on the right side. I know it's almost a convention these days, where he can just cut in field. Eric Pulgar fizzed it up there to Vargas, and he took it well. Didn't use it quite so well. Maeda dropping back for Japan, and he's run off it well by Pulgar. Now Alexis Sanchez, cap number 125. Nakajima plays his club football in Qatar. I'm sure you would have watched with interest the way Qatar forced their way back into it against a lively-looking Paraguay side last night. Qatar, of course, the team that beat Japan in the Asian Cup final. But only one player, Tomoyasu, in this Japan side was even involved in that game. Hara had a little look, tries to go long with it. It's a nice weight on it, and Maripan had a little bit of trouble with that. It was a good forceful run by Ayose Ueda. So they're not all 5-yard passes, Japan, over the top, trying to turn the centre-backs. Worked out well for them. And a little bit panicky, that by Maripan. The centre-back from Alaves. Now, will they invite Kubo to have a shot here? Or will Nakajima pull rank on him? Kubo hits it. Hit it hard, if too high. The goalkeeper here for Chile is having the time of his life. At 31, Gabriel Arias, he's shot to prominence. Only his 7th cap tonight, but he's playing for Racing Club in Argentina these days, and they are top of the league. On by Vidal. Charles Aranguiz, it's a great ball forward. And there's a very good run forward also by Fuenzalida. And what followed, not so good. But Chile looking sharp when they go forward. Once or twice tested in these areas. Medel was ready that time, but they've given it away. And it's Kubo again. Not shy of taking people on his debut. Full guarded well against him. Sanchez earns the throw. And looks at making a testing evening here in Sao Paulo for Toruki Hara down the Japan right. Hara just 20 years of age. What a moment for him against one of the big names of world football. Might have been a bit of arm or hand in that. Rain threatening in Sao Paulo. And as I'm sure you're aware, not the classic, almost cliched Brazilian weather at this time of the year, the winter time, but it is 19 degrees dropping now. Ideal conditions really, and Japan well used to this kind of setup. Vidal, nice and tidy. On by Aranguiz. Isla arrived to cross it, Vidal went for it, and Alexis Sanchez was rather caught underneath him. Again, Maeda showing plenty of muscle as he brings it clear for Japan. Ambitious carry again by Nakajima, and he was prepared to hit one, and it was gathered in very cleanly by Arias. Nice little blend up front, it would appear, for Japan. Maeda, very muscular. Nakajima loves to run with it. And we've seen little flashes from Takefusa Kubo already. Off the head of Tomoyasu. Shibasaki did well. Nakajima gets a free kick. That's a promising ball to Hara on the moves. A great cross, and it just eluded Ueda. Japan moving the ball around with confidence and attacking with belief here early on. A side, well, I wouldn't say it's been thrown together, but it most certainly has not played in a tournament together before. And they have come well prepared, clearly. And if any of the Chilean players thought this would be very straightforward, they may need to think again, even this early. Nakajima had it taken off him. Fuenzalida. Tomoyasu was out to him quickly. Now it's Vidal, and here comes Jean Beausejour. Alexis Sanchez first to it. Did brilliantly with that. Here's Vidal. And Vidal not so. Isla gives him an old-fashioned look. I don't think he needs telling. Must feel like going to grade school here, an examination for these young Japan players, but they're willing and able to take up the challenge. And another great idea there, and Maripan at full stretch. Ueda was on the move, and Takefusa Kubo at first glance to so many, I would imagine even in Japan, has shown little glimpses of this prodigious talent. The boy wonder. Had to leave Barcelona because of Barcelona's problems in the transfer market. Went back to FC Tokyo and now signed to Real Madrid, and we see why already. And that was a strong header, straight at the goalkeeper from Naomichi Ueda. But he got up well above those Chile defenders. It was an attractive looking fixture when the groups were put together, I must say, but mainly then in the expectation that Japan would be bringing something like their first team to Copa America. Instead, we've got the next generation, and they've started in a very positive way. Vidal. Taken in by Fuenzalida. Isla. Alexis Sanchez bundled off it. Japan run and press so very hard, of course. Beausejour, he finds a little space. Vidal on by Aranguiz. Eric Pulgar. Maybe a little slow getting into their stride in this tournament generally. Chile. Isla. Alexis Sanchez went for it. Vidal not quite got his eye in yet. But Japan giving as good as they're getting here early on against the Chile side. Hot favourites. Acknowledged by Moriyasu. Maybe the case that Chile will need a game or two really to get fully up to speed again, because they have not been playing competitive action since their failed bid to reach the 2018 FIFA World Cup. Led to a certain amount of internal upheaval, as these things tend to do. They lost the last of the qualifiers in October 2017 to Brazil, and in general their away form was fairly ordinary, to say the least of it. So very strong at home. Aranguiz done well with that. Wade has stayed cool. Chile fans who are here in Sao Paulo doing their best to try to turn it into a home game for Chile, and I mentioned their fairly dismal away record in the last round of World Cup qualifiers. That was fairly confident for a 19-year-old goalkeeper, wasn't it? I don't think Eduardo Vargas enjoyed it too much. Plays for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Osako. Japan here at this tournament do have the venerable Eiji Kawashima, now 36 years of age, as the backup keeper, or one of the two backup goalkeepers. The other one is Ryosuke Kojima, another youngster. Kawashima, the World Cup goalkeeper, of course. And here comes the new man, Arias, for Chile. Shibisaki. Shibisaki, the senior statesman, the man wearing number 7. And with the captain's armband, he's 27 years of age. Must feel like a grandfather to some of these Japan players. Nakajima. Vidal across. Ueda came for it. Fulgar. Resolute by Shibasaki again. And Kubo still busy on both flanks here. As mentioned, a very, very youthful Japan squad. That's all too clear, but it was expected, I think, in many quarters in Japan that Hiroki Abe would be starting this tournament. He was withdrawn from their Under-20 World Cup squad. First card. Torukihara. Bit of payback for Alexis Sanchez, perhaps. Sanchez has been testing him out early on. Fulgar takes it, and Japan were ready for it. Not so Nakajima that time, however. Isla went down the outside for Vidal. Aranguiz of Bayer Leverkusen, of course. And that's hardly Barcelona-like again from Vidal, is it? Shapes to be a very, very good group, this. Rueda and the rest of the Chile players watching on yesterday as Uruguay did what was required against an Ecuador side that clearly looked the weakest team in this section. It's not clear, however, how much there will be between any of the other three. Uruguay were excellent, of course. And they've been together nearly as long as the Chile players. Nakayama slid in. He's giving some out and he's getting some back, Alexis Sanchez, here early on. Second yellow. Case last night, incidentally, and it was quite important perhaps in terms of the overall outcome in the game between Uruguay and Ecuador, that an initial yellow card was withdrawn and on VAR review upgraded to a straight red. So we're through the first 20 here in this tournament for the invitees from Japan, and they've given a very good account of themselves so far, and Chile perhaps sensing now they may have to work very hard for this. That sails harmlessly through to young Osako. Ueda to Hara. Of course, the plot would change so significantly if Japan should suffer a sending off, as Ecuador did last night. So important that does not happen here. Kubo tries again down the right side. He runs so naturally with it on his left foot. I suppose it may have been seen as a step too far by Moriyasu in this stage of the tournament to play both of Takefusa Kubo and Hiroki Abe. Even without him, Japan's under-20s played some excellent football in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Went out to the Korea Republic in the knockout stages, but eye-catching stuff. Nice little step over there by Aranguiz. Sanchez forward. Cleared by Ueda, unceremoniously, and returned by Medel. Medel again, in his own inimitable fashion. Forward by Pulgar. It's a good ball as well, and Aranguiz made the extra man from midfield, but he doesn't use it that well. The side of his game that's a bit limited, and we see that in the Bundesliga. Not the technical nous and capabilities of players like Nakajima here, who's shown some beautiful touches. And of course, we're seeing little glimpses of Takefusa Kubo already tonight as well. Shibisaki. Hara. What they don't have up front, of course, Japan, is height. There was actually one player in that Japan under-20 squad, and very similar age group to many of these playing for Japan. Tagawa, the main striker, who was most certainly old-fashioned target man type. Had a very good tournament, but he's not here. Shibisaki closed the door, and it dropped for Maeda. Low to the ground, Maeda, and he's happy to take another corner here. Did well. Of course, getting a corner does give Japan the opportunity to get the bigger players forward from further back, and already Ueda's had a header which looks threatening. Nakayama's been involved in the penalty box. Nakajima told to wait. Nakayama's starting his run from outside the penalty box. Vidal has got him in his line of vision. Nobody picked him up, and he went for it, and Vidal did get there. Tomiyasu forward. Maripan. Managed briefly in Brazil, did Rueda at Flamengo. It didn't go very well. He only got 6 months there. His best spell, I suppose, was as the manager of Ecuador, where he did 4 years. An excellent ball forward again. Kojima into the space. Beausejour. Back by Aranguiz. Maripan. Nicely taken by Isla. 109th cap for him this evening. did brilliantly, and Alexis Sanchez was beaten to it by an outstanding piece of defending by Hara, but Bocejur comes onto it, and Chile pressing here. Just too high first time for Vargas, gathered in by Osako. That little change of pace was the problem there really for Japan. That burst from Isla. What about that for a little ball by Nakajima? And Japan keep coming. Got off by Pulgar. Chile men down on that far side. Is Fuenzalida. One of several of these Chile players now playing in Turkey. He's at Alanyaspor. Isla's at Fenerbahce, Medel at Beşiktaş. New law of the game amendment for 2019-20 there. No such thing as a contested drop ball anymore. Vidal. Sanchez, Bocejur. Quickest onto that was the skipper of Japan, Shibasaki. It's a good win back by Mariapan. Chile perhaps looking their most threatening when they get into that higher gear, and that maybe when Japan might struggle a little bit. After some deliberation, they've left it to Aranguiz. On the half-hour mark. Shibasaki clear for Japan, and again they're happy to send Chile all the way back. And get some profit from doing that, playing the percentages, this so-called intricate passing team. Nakayama. Again, floating it over the top. Good run by Ueda. Here's Naomichi Ueda. Out to Hara. Kubo wins the throw. Switching sides at will. Maeda. Always looking to get around the sides of these muscular Chilean defenders. So they've invited Nakayama a couple of times in the air to go and attack it. He got to one and he was just denied the second one by Vidal. Soyoka just about kept it. Coolly done by Isla. Looks assured, I must say, Tomoyasu. He's got 12 senior caps. Doesn't turn 21 until the end of this year. Beausejour. Taken down brilliantly by Alexis Sanchez, effortlessly, but that's not so good. Shibasaki, very cool. Misplaced by Nakajima. Chile grown into the game here at the moment. Vidal, Fuenzalida, put away by Shibasaki. Aranguiz. Japan apparently going man for man. Vidal tried to squeeze in there. Aranguiz once more. Harmlessly through in the end to Alexis Sanchez. He hits it! Those little moments when these Chilean players just explode into top gear, that caused Japan a problem or two. The step over by Vidal here. So Alexis Sanchez again. And I'm sure from some parts of the crowd that looked very close indeed. So a couple of near things. Not yet goal number 42 in international football for Alexis Sanchez. Here goes Nakajima again. Helpful touch on his way from Maripan, took it away from Maeda. There were several other options in there. Good response by Japan after a little spell of building Chile pressure. Nakajima takes it. That's Vidal's head. Shibasaki backward to Hara. One back by Medel. Nakayama back goal side on Vidal. Aranguiz. Vidal again. Beausejour. Great little ball by Alexis Sanchez to Aranguiz, and Ueda was there. Beausejour and Alexis Sanchez. Chile come again down their left. Not far clear. Beausejour tries his luck now. Might have been a case there that the youngster Copa might have held on to that. He's presented it back to Chile. It's Vidal. Beausejour. Switch by Pulgar. Isla. Vargas. Alexis Sanchez now, he tried to pull it back rather than hit it himself. And it's going to be a free kick, foul by Vidal. More and more menacing moments here for Chile, but not quite the composure or coolness in the penalty box so far, perhaps. And not a lot for a Sarko to do in goal. Tomoyasu, Nakayama and Ueda in front of him, defending very, very well. There's a fabulous little touch on. It's going to run through to the goalkeeper, but I said there's no big, strong target man type, but wonderful knock on in the air by Oeso Ueda then. Maeda taking out Beausejour, the muscular Daizan Maeda. Isla. Won by Aranguiz, Fuenzalida. 3 in the box for Chile. Aranguiz on the edge of it. Skipper is down, Shibasaki. Isla who clattered into him. Trying to rebuild really Shibasaki and get back into the main Japanese international team. He was out for a long time with a serious ankle injury. Taken by Aranguiz and headed firmly into the net. Eric Pulgar gives Chile the lead. Japan just couldn't cope with him in the air. And after playing some very, very good stuff here early on, that muscular, athletic side to the Chilean approach has paid off here. Powerful header up above Nakayama, who is no slouch in the air incidentally, and he buries it in the top corner. Brilliant header. It's not been easy for Chile by any means, but they're in front. Quite a good goal-scoring year at Bologna in Serie A, but I believe that could be his first ever senior international goal. And it's an important one. Hara. Back to the right side, Kubo. Nakayama. Surioka. It's helped on its way by Maeda. Not far clear by Chile. Just sensed danger then. Arturo Vidal. And the goalkeeper Arias just drops on it for a second to cool everybody down again. Seems so often vulnerable when they've scored themselves. Vidal sharply onto it for Alexis Sanchez, sticking fairly rigidly to this left side. Nothing like the interchange from Chile that we see from Japan here. Isla has to go all the way back for it, and further back it goes. One eye on the time clock here, perhaps. Chile quite pleased to be going in 1-0 if that's how it turns out. Beausejour. Chile opened up here, and Japan so close to the leveller. It was a great opportunity, but Maeda went wider and wider. Arias at least stayed cool, and they might do well to thank him. Needlessly given away by Alexis Sanchez, but one or two had switched off. Not Maeda. The problem was he went too wide, and the ball went wide as well in the end. The old adage about being vulnerable when a team has scored almost came true. Would have been a goal out of nothing, but Japan's general play has been excellent. Now Isla, who has been very good down the right, I must say, for Chile in this first half. Fuenzalida gives it back to him. Approaching 45 minutes, Aranguiz. Flag stayed down. Alexis Sanchez! Almost misheaded it, I think. It's just those momentary lapses by Japan defensively that have dogged them in this first half. We're into stoppage time, just a single minute. Moriyasu surely with much to be pleased about, but those tiny moments when they've just been exposed defensively, just not being switched on early enough perhaps. The corner the best example, which led to Chile's goal. Shibasaki, not that ability to sense danger, probably because these are players playing at this level for the first time. But for a team playing at this level for the first time, Japan have contributed mightily to the entertainment here in Sao Paulo. One or two very bright moments indeed. Chile a little slow to get into their stride, understandable when they've been so short of competitive action for so long. But the big guns started to fire, and from the corner, Eric Pulgar headed Chile in front, but they have had to work very, very hard for it. Marvellous entertainment here. Japan 0, Chile 1. Japan apparently with less of the ball, but they have traded on equal terms in so many ways with Chile here. A couple of Japan players on yellow cards, Hara and Nakayama. So some of the key moments of this first half, with Takefusa Kubo showing his undoubted talent, having just turned 18, playing in with some illustrious names tonight in Chile colours. Fronthalida first to threaten for Chile. The 19-year-old goalkeeper Osako for Japan. And at the other end, Gabriel Arias. Unfortunate there, Chile, that the ball was straight at the goalkeeper, because it was hit on the target by Ueda. He and Nakayama coming up for the set pieces have been a problem. Chile getting into their stride, forceful and athletic and determined as ever. And the width provided by Isla, a real threat down their right. And Japan prepared to go long if necessary, and once or twice Arias was needed to mop it up. Beausejour, powerful down the left for Chile here. Alexis Sanchez left it to Vargas to have a go. Alexis Sanchez coming close on a couple of occasions. On his return to the national colours tonight. And Vidal stepping out the way so Sanchez could have that one. Some of the Chile fans in the ground got quite excited from their varying positions. And finally the breakthrough here. Pulgar powerful, holding off his man brilliantly to get a clean jump, and almost unsavable there where he put that. And Chile forcing their way in front after having to work very, very hard for it. Pulgar's first ever senior international goal, but Japan have shown lots of nice touches and clever play, and once or twice they've been close to opening up the Chile defence. Nakajima involved in a lot of it. Welcome back, everybody, to the Estadio do Morumbi here in Sao Paulo. Chile and Japan make their way out for the second half. It's the second of the games in Group C, and it has been compelling stuff. Chile in a narrow lead, and Japan's very young squad have proven they're equal in so many ways. Essentially, this is a Japan under-23 side, one or two exceptions to that, including the skipper Shibasaki, who may indeed be eligible as an overage player come the Olympic Games, but it is a team sent here with the Olympic Games in Japan in mind. And they're playing against a Chile side with 5 players holding over 100 caps. This fellow, Eric Pulgar, with his first ever international goal, and an important one. So Chile get us underway here in the second half in Sao Paulo. They forced their way into the ascendancy, really. Arguable that Japan have been the brighter and more inventive. Chile have the certain individual quality around the field. And eventually they impose themselves in that first half, but they start all over again here. It's a very narrow lead, and remember, this is a Chile side very short of competitive international action, given their failure to reach the FIFA World Cup last year. With the leader. Daiki Sugiyoko was the defender. Seemed an open and shut case, that one, I must say. Huge stadium here, and very, very noisy. Aranguiz. Chile have scored from a corner, and that wasn't a very good corner at all, but it wasn't very well cleared by Japan. Rather let them off the hook in the end then. It was the goal scorer trying his luck with the volley there. This stadium, incidentally, in Sao Paulo was designated to be the venue of choice for this vast city at the 2014 FIFA World Cup, but in the planning stage they had to go cap in hand to the Brazilian Federation and say, well, we haven't got the financial guarantees to upgrade the stadium, and they lost out in the end as a result to their great rivals Corinthians. It hurt them very badly. Corinthians were building a new stadium at the time, and that was adopted as the Sao Paulo venue. So I guess this is a kind of political payback here, that they're playing the Copa America games here, and indeed had the opening ceremony. Nakajima. And by Nakayama, a good little ball to Kubo. Vidal leading by example. It was Hara who arrived at pace. Shibasaki across there. Full against Maeda in the first half. Cut up by Medel, but not clear. Japan love to fizz the ball around on the edge of the box, but Kubo just took a bit too much on. Seen off by Beausejour. It's Aranguiz now. Fuenzalida. Here comes Isla on his outside, and he's giving it to Isla. Maybe he shouldn't have, actually. No way can they relax here, Rueda's men. Aranguiz again. More height on this one. Maripan had the attempt. The President surely well pleased by the decision to invite Qatar and Japan in the sense of what they've produced on the field. Leave aside for the moment the bigger commercial considerations. Mexico, of course, by tradition have been invited in. Not able to accept the invitation because of the proximity of the Gold Cup in the scheduling. Time that Japan have been invited either, incidentally. In fact, it's the third time. They couldn't accept one of the invitations they received. Did appear in 1999. Since their emergence in world football, they've been so very keen to engage and learn. So probably very valid reasons in 2011 why they couldn't be here. Given away. Ueda. Maybe just took a bit too long then to work out what he wanted to do with it. Jose Ueda. Another of those clever touches by Sanchez. Vidal looking for Isla. So many 100 games these Chile players have played together. The understanding is remarkable. Fuenzalida. Almost for Vargas, almost for Vidal. Fuenzalida again. And almost for Alexis Sanchez. Akiyama. Now Mishi Ueda all the way through to Gabriel Arias. Isla. Medel. Maripan. Little and large out the centre-backs for Chile. Beausejour leaves it to Alexis Sanchez. Measured forward from Isla. Fuenzalida has it now. Clever touch this time by Vidal, and it releases Aranguiz. Vargas, good build-up from Chile. Isla back to Vargas, deflected and in. Bit of good fortune, but Vargas will claim it, and the build-up play was simply top class from Chile. The unlucky man is young Keisuke Osako in goal, because there's a very big deflection on this, but it cannot disguise that Chile did find that top gear as they worked the opportunity. So good tonight from right back Isla, and that deflection took it out of the goalkeeper's range. The unfortunate deflection, so very costly. Tomiyasu, nothing he could do about it. It's Vargas's goal, and it's Chile's comfortable lead suddenly at 2-0. It is hard on Japan because they've played so well for so long in this game, but they have been exposed defensively by this ruthless, powerful front line for Chile. Even with Alexis Sanchez apparently misfiring tonight. Chile look set to go for a third goal to kill this game off, the way Uruguay did last night. Space is beginning to open up. Isla. Fuenzalida. Isla again. Eluded Vidal somehow. Copa came away with it, and that's not a bad one down the side. Mopped up by Arias. Shibasaki. Akiyama couldn't get to it. And Vidal, like Sanchez, not really on top of his game tonight, and Japan had a great chance to get back in. It threw Ueda. They very nearly paid a very heavy price for that sloppy piece of play by Arturo Vidal, who gave it away to Shibasaki. He saw the picture, and unfortunately for Japan, Ueda didn't. Certainly well onside, it would have stood and it would have changed everything. That is Vidal, and it's Fuenzalida now. But unfortunate Aranguiz. In the great scheme of things in that game, in this game tonight, that chance for Ueda surely is going to be very, very significant. Chile have taken 2 of the chances that have come their way. Not so Japan. Confident. Alexis Sanchez looking for a free kick, and he gets one. Several options here. They could throw on more teenagers, or who knows, the 33-year-old Shinji Okazaki. Or do they leave well alone and hope that these young players from Japan can continue to show their best side and in so doing keep on learning, which is after all what they're here to do, most of all. Sanchez, once the leader went for it. Shibisaki has it. Kubo. Alexis Sanchez got back. Nakajima found some room again. It's a great block by Isla, who's really looked a totally dominant player tonight, this man at right back. Wonderful career, still going strong at Fenerbahce. And most certainly going strong in this game. One or two little tired touches creeping in for Japan here, perhaps. The Raiders men have turned the screw. Beausejour. Out to Sanchez. Switch by Pulgar, and Isla, as good as he's been, he can't get that one. 31 now, Mauricio Isla, and the way these Chile players go on, probably still thinks I've got years left in me. Medell's trying to force the issue. Nakayama's on a yellow, needs to be careful. Charles Aranguiz to take it. Doesn't get too many chances at Bayer Leverkusen to take free kicks with the likes of Kai Havertz and Julian Brandt. Given away. Haven't quite sparkled so far in this second half, Japan, as they did in the first period. Pulgar. Medell to Isla. Wasn't from there and it was moving. The Japan coach resisting the urge to change, at least for the moment. Here's Nakayama. Cut up by Maripan. Now Michi Ueda. Shibasaki. Sugioka. Kubo. Nakajima. Still probing and just looking for a chink of light. Oh, he's got one here, he's going to the box, and it's a very good challenge by Aranguiz. In time-honoured fashion, a Chile player appearing from nowhere to plug a gap left by somebody else. They work so incredibly hard for each other. Group of players which feels like it's been together forever. Maripan clear. Wins the lead out. Shibasaki. Doesn't get any easier for Japan. Next up in Porto Alegre, it's Uruguay. Here's Maeda. They've been good here in the second half, Chile, and it's almost a case, quite visibly, of the players here who've not had any competitive action as a group shaking off the rust. It's been much, much harder for Japan. Arias got to it. Shibasaki. Nice little ball forward to Nakayama, and the return by Kubo. Oh, he squeezes through the teenager! That would have been one of the stories of the opening week of Copa America. Scarcely 18 years of age, brought here by Moriyasu and Japan because they believe he's a special talent. Real Madrid believe that too, and this was the moment to prove it. Electric change of pace, but not the coolness that he needed. And the change does come, and Nakajima's been withdrawn. Very, very good in the first half. So even though Chile have been good second half, Japan with two big chances. Thought I saw Days and Maeda being brought to the touchline as well. Aranguiz. Here goes Isla. Just a bit of dampness in the air, and it's making the top a bit skiddy here. So Nakajima's gone off for Koji Miyoshi. Miyoshi's gone in down the right side, and he picks it up here. The other player who has come on is Hiroki Abe. He wears 20. Abe, much like Takefusa Kubo, is seen as one of the true stars of the future. Withdrawn from the Japan Under-20 World Cup squad. Had a bit of a chasing here at times in the second half, but it could so easily be different for Japan. Two great chances that they've missed. First Ueda and then Kubo. And we know that they'll keep coming. Pulgar. High rate of pass accuracy from Chile. Fuenzalida. Vidal. Maripan. By Vidal. A bit early for the Olays. A bit more to say. And here goes Kubo again. Abe. Again, millimetres away. A third great chance. Ayuse Ueda slid in, and what a goal it would have been with the two teenage prodigies combining here. Kubo first. It's a great run by Abe on the outside, and a great ball by him, and really and truly Ayuse Ueda should be finishing that, and surely he feels it. So make that 3 great chances. Chile have just started to coast, and they very nearly paid for it. Tomiyasu. 20 minutes to play. Such an enthralling game it's been, and there might be more in it. Sugioka. Easy enough for Arias. Psychologically always very important to Japan, if playing in Brazil, to show their best side, and this team has done it. There's a special connection between the two countries, football and beyond. And Rueda clearly feels, as I suggested, that Chile have just started to coast a little bit. They need to be up and at it at all times. Of course, the real football revolution started with Brazilian coaches going to Japan. That's why it's important to them here. Fulgar. Fuenzalida. Very mixed bag tonight from Vidal, I must say. Must be a nice feeling all the same for Rueda, the Chile coach, to sense that he's got a player in Vidal who just might have a bit under the bonnet for later in the tournament. Normally does, club or country. Rueda was on his knees to clear that. Japan with a little bit of freshness about them since the changes again. Aranguiz, Fuenzalida to the right. Aranguiz gives it to Fuenzalida. Not sure he meant that, but Osako had to keep it out anyway. Shibisaki. Switch to Sugioka. Abe. Abe's gone again here. And again, it's a very good link-up with Kubo. They really seem to read each other, these two youngsters. All hope has not gone, and they are not there yet. This boy Abe is still playing in Japan at Kashima Antlers. Ball wasn't in the quadrant then. Abe's corner. Invites to have another go. Paraguay's got to it. Nice air of authority about this referee, I must say, from Paraguay. Diaz de Vivar. No theatrics. Not trying to score points at the player's expense. Japan still sense something in this game, and maybe now is the moment. Arias again has to be sharp, and again it's a Ueda. It feels like it's going to be a hard luck story for Japan, and it feels like they'll go away from this game saying, we played against the top team and we just found out the difference. So much good football, unrewarded. Chile with that ruthless cutting edge. Foul this time by Sugioka. Arias is a big find for Chile in this tournament, and over the last year, having such a good run at club level, late in the day really, at 31 years of age at Racing Club of Argentina, top of the league. He's the regular starting goalkeeper. Vidal in a little bit of bother. Kind of player, of course, come the latter stages, who would literally play on one leg, but I don't think there's much point risking that at this stage. They're 2-0 up in the opening game, and they're here for the long haul. Hernandez is going to come on. I'll be back. Who would doubt it? But he's going to finish here for the night. To be replaced by Pedro Pablo Hernandez. No spring chicken himself at 32. He's playing in Argentina now for Independiente after a spell at Celta Vigo in Spain. Milking it for all it's worth. I think he knew what he was doing there as well, because he took quite some time to get off the field, and of course that rather stilts the momentum that Japan have been building. That's what happens when you've been around at the top, the very top, for as long as he has. Alexis Sanchez is still out there, and he too still looking to get into top gear. That's a very clever ball, and it very nearly paid off for Beausejour. Seen off by Pulgar. It is to be Okazaki. The venerable Shinji Okazaki, almost literally twice the age of some of these Japan youngsters. And with the leader, it's Ayase Ueda's gone off up front for Japan, incidentally. With the leader's coming off here. Oscar Opaso. Another of the newer players. Made his debut in March of 2019 against the USA. Played his whole career in Chile. Kazaki. Japan press and press. It's Kubo again. Can't trick his way through this time. Who knows, even now, if Japan get one, this game may by no means be over. 3 good chances in the last 15 minutes. They've not been able to take any of them. Foul by Okazaki there, I think. In the air from Isla. Guis was in there, kept going. Did well. Well, it's all over now, and Alexis Sanchez has got his goal. Chile lead 3-0, and that is the most hurtful of the 3 from Japan's point of view, because they've had a great spell, but every time they switch off in their own penalty box, they are punished, and punished hard. Chile's greatest ever marksman strikes here for the first time at Copa America, and it probably won't be the last. Just gets the drop on his man, and that's all he needs. International goal number 42 for Alexis Sanchez, and that scoreline now bears a one-sided look, and if you watch the game, surely you would agree it's not been like that. But one team has missed chances and switched off at just the wrong moment, and maybe again here. Vargas, it's going to drop in, I think. Yes, it does. Oh, what a finish that is from Eduardo Vargas. The pain just keeps coming for Japan. Anything Uruguay could do last night, Japan have done here. Chile lead 4-0. Every momentary lapse, and Chile have ruthlessly exploited it. Expertly steered home for Vargas's second and Chile's fourth. A couple of minutes ago, Japan were right back in it. lot to be proud about for Japan, the way they've played in this game, but they cannot afford to feel sorry for themselves. They've got to try and salvage something, perhaps. It might be important in terms of the overall chances of getting out of the group if they could at least narrow the scoreboard a little bit late on. Been out of the limelight for some time, have Chile, and they're loving being back in it here. Japan need something to smile about at the end of this game, don't they? So, with his goal in his back pocket, Alexis Sanchez is withdrawn as Arturo Vidal was a few minutes ago, kept fresh for the bigger tests ahead. Antonio Junior Fernandez is going to get a run out. Little seen of him in competitive action for Chile over the years. He's 30. Rueda selecting him as he's selected Opaso, players on the fringe for a long, long time. I suppose he could say I'm just freshening it up a little bit, not just in terms of the players on the field right now, but just a few fresh faces in the squad. Replenishing the group, but the old hunger is all too apparent here, the way Chile have gone about winning this game. Lessons are plenty for the young players, but also maybe lessons for the coach, Moriyasu, here. Claims the corner, but he won't get it. We've seen little glimpses tonight of the player that Takefusa Kubo could become, but all around him players have been at the top for a very long time and who know how to find a way to win a game of football. Fernandez deployed down that left channel where Alexis Sanchez has been working this evening and giving her a very hard night. When Okazaki came on maybe 10 minutes ago, Japan were right in touch. 2-0 down, admittedly, but doing all the testing. Very quickly, it was all over. Into stoppage time we go. Aranguiz with the corner for Chile. Claimed by Osako. Chile with a man down. Two-goal Eduardo Vargas. On the right of screen here, just a little contact with Sugioka. Vargas continuing his career in Mexico with Unal. Tigres Unal, that is. Here's Abe trying to squeeze into the box. He's brought down just outside. Patho collects the yellow card. Abe tries his luck. Arias has missed it. Osijor cleared it. Hara. Abe goes again, and he's into the box this time. Went the long way round. Chile closed the door. Taken off Kubo. Japan scrapping, fighting, hoping to the very end. These players just could not get a goal when they had a spell here in this second half, when they looked the much more dangerous side. Sadly, however, it was only a spell. Fernandez. He's done well. Well, they would have stung the palms of Osako. He did well to parry that into the air and grab it. Approaching the 4-minute mark in stoppage time. This may be the last opportunity tonight for Japan. Kubo, not quite. Bulgar came up with the goal when Chile needed it. And that is where it ends. Japan brought the youngsters to get some meaningful lessons from the seniors, and they most certainly have had them tonight. Glimpses of a very bright future for Japan nonetheless. And it threatened to become a real test for Chile for quite some time. But Chile join Uruguay on 3 points in this very competitive Group C. And the two-time champions have given a performance ultimately here laced with menace and that ruthless edge. Just dominant in the opposition penalty area and profiting when the chances came. Bigger picture, Qatar last night and Japan tonight, the invitees to this 2019 Copa America, have both added plenty to the entertainment. Let's hope that continues for the remainder. But it's going to be hard for Japan to live at this level with such a youthful squad, as talented as they may be. Marvellous game of football and a very one-sided look to the scoreboard, I must say, at the end of it. Japan 0, Chile 4.